But that is one thing that I think that most agents don't understand is the psychology or the demographic of people that we're dealing with. We're dealing with form fillers. They fill stuff out online. And so going back to the scheduling, I'm at the office by 7:30, preparing to dial, having my leads printed off so that I can attack the phones. Because this business is about attacking the phones, not playing patty cake with it or thinking twice about it. And the one beautiful thing that Family First Life has done is they created a partnership with Phone Burner. How many of you guys have used Phone Burner in the room? Do you like it? Yeah. I love it because it gives you no time to think. Because before, I had to manually dial everything, and then when someone hung up the phone on me, it'd sting a little bit, right? You probably have all kind of felt that way, like, damn, they just hung up on me. And now you're thinking twice, or there's extra 5 to 10 seconds that go into you dialing the next number or the next lead. With Phone Burner, you completely eliminate that emotion of thinking about whatever just happened or however that just went. So if you don't have Phone Burner, I would highly, highly suggest you adding that to your business because it's gonna allow you to talk to more people, it's gonna be able to allow you to make more dials, and it's gonna eliminate the emotionality of dialing because you're already on to the next lead. And so attacking the phones from 8 to noon is what I do. And the reason I do that is because I don't want to dial for 8 hours straight. I want to give myself a breather. I want to give myself a time frame where I can step away from my desk, go to the kitchen, make some food, go outside, get some fresh air, whatever it is. So then we can literally break down our dialing into 2 segments, the morning segment and the afternoon segment. Because I don't know about you guys, but it's just hard for me to dial 8 hours straight. It feels like you've been there for 2 days straight when you do that. So break it off into 2 segments, your morning segment and then your afternoon segment. And when you're in your morning segments, write down all the objections that you're getting. And be honest, guys, there's only like 4 or 5. They maybe spin off 2 or 3 different ways. But by you writing down what objections you're getting, you're allowing yourself to look at what you need to work on. Versus, well, they all keep saying this, Rochelle. They all keep saying this, Luke. And it's like, I get it. You can generalize all these different people into one category, but if you actually are intentional with trying to figure out how you can overcome it, in that hour break or 30-minute break, you can call your manager, you can call your vice president, you can call someone on your team and say, hey man, I've dialed X amount of leads, I've talked to this amount of people, I booked this amount of appointments, and these are the common objections that I'm getting. Is there any way you could help me, try to overcome these objections? So then you're not going all day with getting the same objection and not learning how to overcome it. So when you break it into 2 different segments, you can utilize that hour time to improve the afternoon session. And what you may lack in the morning, you can make up in the afternoon with activity. But I think it's super, super crucial that you guys use a dial tracker. If you don't use a dial tracker, you're not allowing your manager or your vice president or whoever that you're working with an opportunity to see how you're dialing. And the reason it's so important is we don't know how to help you unless you start tracking that. So if we don't know how many people you actually dialed or how many dials you actually made versus the amount of contacts that you got and the amount of appointments you booked, then we don't know where to coach you up on. Now it's just you going off of, maybe a one-time situation that you're categorizing as they're all saying this, if that makes sense. So if you're making, let's say you made $200 in the morning and you got 3 people to pick up the phone and you booked 1 appointment, it's not that you're not able to book appointments, it's that you're not getting enough people on the phone. So if you're not getting enough people on the phone, we need to change up your dial pattern, how you're attacking the leads. Something that we got shared with us about a month ago from John Wetmore is like, if you're not getting enough people to pick up the phone, break your leads down into quadrants of 25 or 30 leads at a time. You can do the same thing with Phone Burner. Just go in there, make the CSV file 25 or 30 leads, and then you can upload them, and then you attack the leads. So you dial them 3 times through, right? Back to back to back. And if they don't pick up the phone, you just flip them over to did not contact yet, right? So the idea behind these 25 leads is you want to get 5 people to answer the phone, 4 of them to pound sand, 1 of them to book an appointment. That's a realistic ratio when you're blowing somebody up that much. And then once you get through those leads, you turn them back over. Now you got 20, and you do the same thing. You triple dial them, and you're trying to get 5 people to pick up the phone, 4 of them to tell you to pound sand, and you booked 1 appointment. And if you book anything more, that's great, but you should go in with the expectation that 4 of the 5 are gonna tell you to pound sand, they're not interested, don't call me back, the whole 9 yards. But the whole goal of that is to get people to pick up the phone so then you can improve your talk time. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Because it just clicked in my head when you had this daunting list of 75 leads or 125 leads or 150 leads that you're down through on a dial day, it seems like a laundry list that you'll never get through. But when you break it down into 25 or 30, it gives you the ability to get people to pick up the phone and once again work on your talk time. That's what this is about. Your goal is dials and talk time. Everyone projects the 15 appointments is what you should be shooting for, but we can't always control the amount of people that pick up the phone. We can't always control if they're gonna be home or if they're busy in the next 2 run days, but what we can control is dials. And there's power in saying, I'm gonna do this, and you do it. Just like if you say, I'm gonna wake up at 6 a.m. and go to the gym, you won because you told yourself that the night before and you did it. There's power in that. So the small things lead to the bigger things. What we can't control is the amount of dials that we make in a day. If you give yourself a drop dead goal and then a lofty goal and you fall anywhere in between, I think that is a huge win because you told your mind that I'm gonna do this and you went out and did it. So that is something to celebrate in itself. And we get so caught up in this business watching the highlight reels of the top producers like Jared. And you think that, okay, if Jared's goal is to write 40 in a month, then that should be my goal too. And then we're easily disappointed because we don't understand that Jared's working 15 hours in a day. And then we get upset at ourselves because we are not hitting those goals that we really just projected onto ourselves from listening to a highlight reel. Does that all that make sense? Like run your own race. That's the biggest thing. And I see so many people get disappointed in this business because they're not doing what the highlight reel tells them they should be doing. Like if you're consistently getting better day after day, week after week, you're gonna get stronger. That should be the goal. The goal shouldn't be X amount of dollars to make. The goal is to get better and practice being perfect.